Mr. Smith.
Oh, it's you, is it? Well, you may go away if you like. I don't want you, you know.
Well, haven't you anything to say to me?
Ah, yes. Are all the birds caged? All the wild beasts littered down? All the locks, chains, bolts, and bars in good order? Is the little ease sufficiently uncomfortable? All the racks, pincers, thumbs, screws ready for work? Ah, you brute!
These allusions to my professional duties are in doubtful taste. I didn't become a head jailer because I like head jailing. Well, I didn't become an assistant tormentor because I like assistant tormenting. We can't all be sorcerers, you know. You brought that upon yourself.
Oh, Fairfax is a man of science and an alchemist.
Whatever he is, he won't be one for long, for he's to be beheaded tonight for dealings with the devil. The Master Minute had him last night when that fire broke out in the Beecham Tower.
Oh, how I wish he had escaped in the confusion. But take care. There's still time for a reply to his petition for mercy.
I'm content to chance that. For tonight at 7:30?
You are a cruel monster to speak so unfeelingly of the death of a young and handsome soldier.
Young and handsome. How do you know he's young and handsome?
Because I've seen him every day for weeks past, taking his exercise on the Beecham Tower.
Curse him.
There, I see you're jealous of him now. Jealous of a man I've never spoken to. Jealous of a poor soul who's to die in an hour.
I am. I am jealous of everybody and everything. I am jealous of the very words that I speak to you, because they reach your ears and I mustn't go near them.
How unjust you are. Jealous of the words you speak to me? For you know as well as I do I don't even like them.
You used to like them.
I used to pretend to like them. It was mere politeness to compare it to strangers.
Well, I don't believe you know what jealousy is. I don't believe you know how it eats into a man's heart and disorders his digestion and turns his interior into boiling lead. Oh, you are a heartless jade to trifle with the delicate organization of the human interior.
But had we with one consent were a love beloved land invaded, still would face a foreign foe, as in days of long ago. Still would face a foreign foe, as in days of long ago. As in days of long ago. As in days of long ago.
Still the ways of war and woe, as in days of long ago.
Good day, Dame Carruthers.
Good day to you.
Busy today?
Busy? Aye. The fire in the region last night has given me work enough. A dozen poor prisoners. Richard Colfax, Sir Martin Byfleet, Colonel Fairfax, Warren the preacher poet, and half a score others, all packed into one small cell, not 6 feet square. Oh, and poor Colonel Fairfax, who's to die today, is to be removed to number 14 in the cold harbour, that he may have his last hour alone with his confessor, and I've to see to that.
Oh, poor gentleman. He'll die bravely. I fought under him 2 years since, and he valued his life as if it were a feather.
He's the bravest, the handsomest, and the best young gentleman in England. He twice saved my father's life. And it's a cruel thing, a wicked thing, and a barbarous thing that so gallant a hero should lose his head. For it's the handsomest head in England.
For dealings with the devil, aye. If all were beheaded who dealt with him, there'd be busy doings on Tower Green.
You know as well as I do that Colonel Fairfax is a student of alchemy. Nothing more, nothing less. But this wicked tower, like a cruel giant in a fairy tale, must be fed with blood. And that blood must be the best and bravest in all England, or it's not good enough for the old blunderbore. Oh.
You know not what you say. I was born in the old keep and I've grown grey in it. And please God I should die and be buried in it. And there's not a stone in its walls that is not as dear to me as my own right hand. When our gallant Norman foes made our merry land their own, and the Saxons from the conqueror were flying, at his bidding it arose in its panoply of stone, a sentinel unliving and undying, insensible I trow as a sentinel should be, though a queen to save her head should come a-suing. There's a legend on its brow that is eloquent to me, and it tells of duty done and duty doing. The screw may twist and the rag may turn, and men may bleed and men may burn, for the wicked flames may hiss from the heroes who have fought for conscience and for home in all its beauty. But the grim old fortalice takes little heed of aught that comes not in the measure of its duty. The screw may twist and the rag may turn, and men may bleed and men may burn, all London town and its golden horn, it keeps its silent watch and ward.
The screw may twist and the rag may turn,
All its
men may bleed and men may burn, all London town and its golden horn, it keeps its silent watch and ward.
Father, has no reprieve arrived?
Nay, lass, but there's one hope yet. My brother Leonard, who, as a reward for saving his company's standard and fighting his way through 50 foes who would have hanged him, has been appointed a yeoman of the guard and arrives today. And as he comes straight from Windsor, where the court is, it may be that he will bring the expected reprieve with him.
Oh, that he may.
Amen to that. For the colonel twice saved my life, and I'd give the rest of my life to save his. And wilt thou not be glad to see thy brave brother, with the fame of whose exploits all England is a-ringing?
Ah, surely, if he brings the reprieve.
There's naught else.
Well, he's a brave fellow, and I love brave men.
All brave men.
Most of them, I verily believe. But I do hope Leonard won't be too strict with me. I hear he is a very dragon of virtue and circumspection. Now, my dear old father is coming as he said.
And leaves thee pretty well to thine own ways, huh? Well, I've no fears for thee. Thou art a featherbrain, but thou art a good lad.
Oh, that's all very well. But if Leonard is going to tell me that I must not do this and I must not do that, and I may not walk with this one or talk with that one, but go through life with my lips pursed up and my eyes cast down like some poor nun who has renounced mankind, why, as I have not renounced mankind and don't mean to renounce mankind, I won't have it. There.
Nay, you'll not check thee more than is good for thee. Now, he's a brave fellow, and the bravest of all brave fellows. And yet, it seems but yesterday that he robbed the lieutenant's orchard. Father! Leonard! Oh, my dream! Oh, I'm right glad to see thee. And so is Phoebe.
Hast thou brought the reprieve?
Nay, I have here dispatched the lieutenant, but no reprieve for the colonel.
Poor gentleman. Poor gentleman.
I would have had but better news. I'd give my right hand, nay, my body, my life, to save his.
Dost thou speak in earnest, my lad?
My father, I am no braggart. Did he not save thy life? Am I not his foster brother?
And hearken to me. Thou hast come to be a yeoman of the guard.
Well,
None hast seen thee but ourselves.
and a sentry who took but scant notice of me.
Now, to prove thy words, give me the dispatch, and get thee hence at once. Now here's money. I'll send thee more. Lie hidden for a space, and let no one know. I will convey a suit of yeoman's uniform to the colonel's cell, and he shall shave off his beard, that none shall know him. And I'll own him as mine own son. The brave Leonard Merrill, who saved his flag and fought his way through 50 foes who thirsted for his life. He'll be welcomed by my fellow yeomen, I'll warrant Now, how to gain access to the Colonel's cell? The key lies with thy sour-faced admirer, Wilfred Shadbolt.
I think, might I say I think, I can get anything I want from Wilfred. Might I say I think, you may leave that to me.
Then get thee hence at once, and bless thee for this sacrifice.
Oh, and take my blessing too, dear, dear Leonard.
And thine, eh? Thy love is newborn. Wrap it up carefully, lest it take hold and die.
And shall I reckon risks I run when services are to be done to save the life of such an one? Unworthy thought, unworthy thought.
And shall we reckon risks we run to save the life of such an one?
Unworthy thought, unworthy thought.
We may succeed, who can foretell?
May heaven help our hope. May heaven help our hope. May heaven help our hope. Be of good cheer. We may save him yet. My brother was there. He's a clever boy.
Oh, see how they bring the prisoner from the beach. Oh, Father, this hour is not yet come.
No, they lead him to Cold Harbor Tower to await his end in solitude. Oh, but softly, the lieutenant approaches. He should not see thee weep.
Colonel Fairfax, my old friend, we meet but sadly.
Sir, I greet thee with all goodwill, and I thank thee for the zealous care with which you have guarded me from the pestilent dangers which threaten human life outside. In this happy community of yours, death, when he comes, does so in a businesslike and punctual fashion, and like a courtly gentleman, he doth give due notice of his advent, that none may be caught unawares.
Sir, you bear this bravely, as a brave man should.
'Tis no light wound to die swiftly and surely, at a given time and a given fashion. Truth to tell, I would rather have my life, but if that may not be, I've got the next best thing, which is death. Believe me, sir, my lot is not so much amiss.
Oh, Father, I cannot bear it.
Oh, my poor lass.
Nay, pretty one, why weepest thou? Come, be comforted. Such a life as mine is not worth weeping for. Such merrill is it not? May I greet an old friend? Come, man, what's all this? Thou and I have faced the grim old king a dozen times, and never has his majesty come to me in such a goodly fashion. Come now, be of stout heart. We are soldiers, and we know how to die, thou and I. For take my word for it, 'tis easier to die well than to live well. For in sooth, I have tried both. Is life a moon? If so, it must befall that death, whene'er we call, must fall too soon. For thoughts for years he gave, yet one would pray to live another moon. What kind of plaint have I, who perish in July, who perish in July? I might have had to die, perchance, in June. I might have had to die, perchance, in June. Is life a thorn? Count it not a bit, nay, count it not a bit, man went off with it. As soon as he's gone, he should come into stage to put the plague away. And I walk on, who captured fugitive, my life most gladly give. I might have had to live another month. I might have had to live another month. And now, Sir Richard, I have a boon to beg. I am in this strait for no better reason than because my kinsman, Sir Clarence Poultwhistle, one of the Secretaries of State, hath charged me with sorcery, that he may succeed to my estate, which devolves to him, should I die unmarried.
As thou wilt most surely do.
Nay, as I will most surely not do, by your worship's grace. I have a mind to thwart this good cousin of mine.
How?
By marrying, forthwith, to be sure.
Heaven have mercy. Whom wouldst thou marry?
Nay, on that score I am indifferent. Coming death hath made of me a true and chivalrous knight who holds all womanhood in high esteem. If thou wouldst care for a poor soldier who has but an hour to live, go and find the first that comes. Her dower shall be my dishonored name, and 100 crowns to boot. No such poor dower for an hour of matrimony.
A strange request. I doubt I should be warranted in granting it.
Nay, there never was a marriage fraught with so little evil to the contracting parties. Why, in an hour she'll be a widow, and I, bachelor again, for aught I know.
Well, I will see what can be done, for I hold thy kinsman in abhorrence for the scurvy trick he has played me.
1,000 thanks, sir. We shall meet again on the spot in an hour or so. I shall be a bridegroom then, and your worship shall wish me joy. Until then, farewell. I'm ready, good fellows.
He is a brave fellow, and it is a pity he should die. But how to find him a bride at such short notice?
We'll run as rapidly into its wings,
ladies, willy-nilly on.
My masters, I pray you bear with us, and we will satisfy you, for we are merry folk who would make all as merry as ourselves. For look you, there is humor in all things, and the truest philosophy is that which teaches us to find it and to make the most of it.
Hands off, I say, unmanly fellow!
Didst thou hear her say, hands off?
I heard her say it. I felt to do it too.
And thou dost not see the humor of it?
Hey, hang me if I do.
Thou dost not. Now, observe. She said, hands off. Whose hands? Thine. Of whom? Of her. Why? Because she is a woman. Had she not been a woman, thine hands had not been set upon her at all. So the reason for the laying on of hands is the reason for the taking off of hands. And therein is contradiction, contradicted. It is the very marriage of pro with con, and no such lopsided union idle as times go. For pro is not more like con, and man is unlike woman. If men and women get married every day, with none to say, oh, the pity of it but I, and fools like me. Now, wherewithal shall we please you? We can rhyme you couplet, triolet, quatrain, sonnet, rondelay, ballade, or what you will. Or we can dance you saraband, gondola, carol, pimpernel, or jumping jack.
Let's give him the singing farce of the merryman and his maid. Therein is song and dance too. Merryman and his maid!
I have a song to sing, oh.
Sing me a song, oh.
It is sung to the moon by a lovelorn moon who fled from the mocking throng. Oh, it's the song of a merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb as he sighed for the love of a lady. Lady, lady, misery me like the lady. He sipped no sup and he craved no crumb as he sighed for the love of a lady.
I have a song to sing, oh.
What is your song, oh?
It is sung with the ring of the songs we sing, good love with the love lifelong. Oh, it's the song of a merry maid, clearly proud, who loved our Lord, but who laughed aloud at the moan of the merry man, moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb as he sighed for the love of a lady. Lady, lady, misery me like a dainty. He sipped no sup and he craved no crumb as he sighed for the love of a lady.
I have a song to sing, oh.
Sing me a song, oh.
It is sung to the knell of a churchyard bell and the doleful dirge ding dong. Oh, it's the song of a popinjay bravely born, who turned up his noble nose with scorn at the humble merry maid clearly proud, who loved a lord but who laughed aloud at the moan of the merry man moping mum. Soul was sad, eyes were glum, no sup and craved no crumb as he sighed for the love of a lady. Misery me like a lady.
I have a song to sing, oh.
What is your song, oh? lady.
And wild dance.
Oh, kiss for that, pretty maid. A kiss all around.
Best beware, I'm on!
Oh, back, sirs, back. This is going too far.
Oh, thou dost not see the humor in it, eh?
well,
Yes, there is humor in all things. Even in this!
Kate? What is this, father?
Sir, we sang to these folk, and they would have repaid us with gross courtesy, but for your honour's coming.
Away with ye. Clear the rabble. And now, my girl, who are you, and what do you here?
May it please you, sir, we are two strolling players, Jack Point, and I, Elsie Maynard, at your worship's service. We go from fair to fair, singing and dancing and playing brief interludes, and so we make a poor living.
You two, are ye man and wife? Oh, no, sir, for though I am a fool, there is a limit to my folly. Her mother, old Bridget Maynard, travels with us, for Elsie is a good girl, but the old woman is abed with fever, so we've come here to pick up some silver to buy an electuary for her.
Harky girl, your mother is ill?
Sorely ill, sir.
And needs good food and many things that thou canst not buy?
Alas, it is too true.
Wouldst thou earn 100 crowns?
100 crowns? They might save her life.
Then listen, a worthy but unhappy gentleman is to be beheaded in an hour on this very spot. For sufficient reasons, he desires to marry before he dies, and he hath asked me to find him a wife. Wilt thou be that wife?
The wife of a man I have never seen?
Why, sir, look you, I am concerned in this, for though I am not yet wedded to Elsie Maynard, time works wonders, and there's no knowing what may be in store for us. Have we your worship's word for it that the gentleman is to die today?
Nothing is more certain, I grieve to say.
And that the maiden will be allowed to depart the very instant the ceremony is at an end?
The very instant, I pledge my honor it shall be so. 100 crowns?
For my part, I do consent. It is for Elsie to speak.
How say ye, maiden, will you wed a man about to lose his head? For half an hour you'll be a wife, and then the dower is yours for life. This tempting offer why refuse? If truth the poets tell, most men before they marry lose both head and heart as well.
A strange proposal you'll reveal, it almost makes my senses reel. Unless I'm very poor indeed, and such a sum I sorely need. My brother, sir, is like to tie his money in life we bring. And this in mind I pray, if I consent to do this thing.
Oh, as a general rule of life, I don't allow my promised wife, my lovely bride that is to me, to marry anyone but me. Yet if the fee is promptly paid, and he in well-earned grave within the hour is duly laid, objection I will waive. Yes, objection I will waive. Temptation, temptation, the real intended to shun whatever station your fascination splendid. Of all the air we knew you, never gives it to you. Never gives it to you. Never fails, never fails, never fails. friend, you are a jester?
I, and like some of my jests, out of place.
Well, I have a vacancy for such an one. Tell me, what are your qualifications for such a post?
Oh, sir, I have a pretty wit. I can rhyme you extempore. I can convulse you with quip and conundrum. I have the lighter philosophies at my tongue's tip. I can be merry, wise, quaint, grim, sardonic, one by one, or all at once. I've a pretty turn for anecdote, and I know all the jests, ancient, modern, past, present, and to come. I can riddle you from dawn of day to set of sun, and if that content you not, well, on to midnight and the small hours. Oh, sir, a pretty wit, I warrant you, a pretty wit. I jive and joke, and whip and crank, for lowly folk, and men of rank. I ply my craft, and know no fear, but in my shaft, at prince or peer, at peer or prince, at prince or peer, I'm in my shaft, and know no fear. I've written from the east and from the west, that's subject to no academic rule. You may find it in the jeering of a jest, or distill it from the folly of a fool. I can teach you in a quip if I've a mind. I can trick you into learning with a laugh. Oh, winnow all my folly, and you'll find a grain or two of truth among the chaff. Oh, winnow all my folly, and you'll find a grain or two of truth among the chaff. I can set a braggart quailing with a quip. The upstart I can wither with a whim. He may never daddy laugh upon his lip, but his laughter has an echo that is grim. When they're both up to the world in merry guise, unpleasant truths are swallowed with a will. For he who make his fellow creatures wise should always gild the philosophic hill. For he who make his fellow creatures wise should always gild the philosophic hill.
Oh, Father, please.
Tell me, how came you to leave your last employ?
Well, sir, it was thus wise. My lord was the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it was considered that one of my jests was unsuited to his grace's family circles. In truth, sir, I ventured to ask a poor riddle. Wherein lay the difference between his grace and poor Jack Point? His grace was pleased to give it up too, sir, and thereupon I said that whereas his grace was paid £10,000 a year for being good, poor Jack Point was good for nothing. It was but a harmless jest, sir, but it offended his grace, who had me whipped and set in the stocks for a scurril rogue, and so we parted. I had as lief not take post again with the dignified clergy.
But I trust you are very careful not to give offense. I have a daughter.
Oh, sir, my jests are most carefully selected, and anything objectionable is expunged. If your honor pleases, I will try them out first on your honor's chaplain.
Can you give me an example? Say that I had sat me down hurriedly on something sharp.
Sir, I should say you had sat down on the spur of the moment.
Well, I don't think much of that. Is that the best you can do?
It has always been much admired, sir, but we will try again.
Well, then I am at dinner, and the joint of meat is but half cooked.
Why then, sir, I should say that what is underdone cannot be helped.
I see. I think that manner of thing would be somewhat irritating.
At first, sir, perhaps. But use is everything, and you would come in time to like it.
Well, then we will suppose that I caught you kissing the kitchen wench under my very nose.
Under her very nose, good sir, not under yours. That is where I would kiss her. Do you take me, oh sir, a pretty wit?
The maiden comes.
Follow me, friend, and we will discuss this matter at length in my library.
I am your worship's servant, and as I trust to say, I soon shall be. But before proceeding to a more serious topic, can you tell me, sir, why a cook's brain pan is like an overwhelmed clock?
Enough of this nonsense. Follow me.
Just my luck, my best conundrum. Waste. Come, fool!
for a young man and his confessor to be closeted alone with a strange singing girl. Well, I would have fain have espied them, but they stopped up the keyhole. My keyhole.
Hello.
I wonder what they could have wanted with her. That's what puzzles me.
Now to get the keys from Yeomen. Wilfred, has no reprieve arrived?
None. Thine adored Fairfax is to die.
Nay, thou knowest I have naught but pity for the poor condemned gentleman.
I know that he who is about to die is more to thee than I, who am alive and well.
Why, that were out of reason, dear Wilfred. Do they not say that a live ass is better than a dead lion? No, I don't mean that.
Oh, they say that, do they?
It's unpardonably rude of them, but I believe they put it that way. Not that it applies to thee, who art clever beyond all telling.
Oh, yes, as an assistant tormentor.
Oh, nay, as a wit, as a humorist, as a most philosophic commentator on the vanity of human resolution.
Truly. I have seen great resolution give way under my persuasive methods. Why, in the nice regulation of a thumbscrew, and 100th part of a single revolution lieth all the difference between stony silence and a torrent of impulsive unbosoming that the pen can scarcely follow. I am a mad wag.
Thou art a most light-hearted and delightful companion, Master Wilfred. Thine anecdotes of the torture chamber are the prettiest hearing.
I'm a pleasant fellow when I choose to be. Why, I believe I'm the merriest dog that barks. And you and I would be passing happy together.
Perhaps. I do not know.
Oh, for thou would make the most tender and loving bride.
I, truly, the one whom I really love. For there is a wealth of love within this little heart, saving up for, I wonder whom. Now in all the world of men, I wonder whom. To think that he whom I'm to wed is alive and somewhere, perhaps far away, perhaps close at hand, and I know him not. It seemeth I am wasting time in not knowing him.
Nay, say that it is I. Oh, suppose it for the nonce. Say that we are wed. Suppose it only. Say that thou art my very bride, and I thy bright, cheery, joyous, frolicsome husband. And all the day's work being done, and the prisoners all stored away for the evening, and you and I, alone, together, the long, long evening before us.
It's a pretty picture, but I scarcely know it, coming so unexpectedly. And yet, and then were I thy bride?
Wert thou my bride?
Oh, how I would love thee. Were I thy bride, then all the world beside were not too wide to hold my wealth of love. Were I thy bride, upon my breast, thy loving head would rest as on the nest the tender turtle dove. Were I thy bride, this heart of mine would be one heart to incline, and in that shrine of happiness would dwell. Were I thy bride, and all day long our lives would be a song no renewal. Surely I would prevail. Were I thy bride, the silvery flute, the melancholy lute were light out to my low whispered mood. Were I thy bride, the skylark's trill were but discordant shrill to the soft thrill of wooing as I woo. Were I thy bride, roses sigh,
know thou art not. Not yet. But Lord, how she wooed. Well, I should be no mean judge of wooing, since I have been more hotly wooed than most men. Well, I have been wooed by maid, widow, and wife. I have been wooed boldly, timidly, tearfully, shyly, by direct assault, by suggestion, by implication, by inference, and by innuendo. But this wooing is not of the common order. It is the wooing of one who needs must woo me, if she die for it.
The deed is thus far safely accomplished. The sly goose, how she wheedled him. What a helpless ninny is a lovesick man. He's but a lute in a woman's hands, and she plays upon him whatever tune she will. The colonel comes, faith just in time, with the yeomen parade here for his execution in 2 minutes.
My good and kind friend, thou runnest a grave risk for me.
No risk, sir, I warrant none shall know thee. Makes the brave yeoman, sir. This collar should be a little higher, and the cuff should wrist there. Now here's thy helmet. Carry it thus. That's the yeoman come. Now remember, thou art my own son, the brave Leonard Merrill.
If I may not bear mine own name, there is none other I would bear so readily.
Now put a brave face on it, sir, for here they come. Exaggerated.
'Tis ever thus, wherever valor true is found, true modesty will there abound.
Didst thou not, O Leonard Merrill, stand lost in last campaign, rescue it at deadly peril, bear safely back again.
Leonard Merrill had his barrel for safely back again.
Didst thou not, when prisoner taken, and depart from all escape, face with gallant heart unshaken, death in most appalling shape?
Leonard Merrill faced his peril, death in most appalling shape.
Truly I was to be pitied, having but an hour to live. I reluctantly submitted, I had no alternative. The tapes that are narrated of my deeds of daring do have been much exaggerated, very much exaggerated. Scarce a word of them is true, scarce a word of them is true.
They are not exaggerated, not at all exaggerated, could not be exaggerated. Every word of them is true.
Leonard,
I beg your pardon.
don't you know me? I'm little Phoebe.
Phoebe, is this Phoebe? What? Little Phoebe? Who the deuce may she be? It can't be Phoebe, surely.
Yes, 'tis Phoebe, your sister Phoebe, your own little sister.
Aye, he speaks the truth. 'Tis Phoebe.
Sister Phoebe.
Oh, my brother.
While hung prone, I did not recognize you.
So many years. Oh, my brother.
Oh, my sister. Oh, sister. Oh, sister.
I hung him, girl. There are three thou mayst hug, thy father and thy brother and myself.
Thy cares, forsooth, and who art thou thyself?
Good sir, we are betrothed.
Or more or less, but rather less than more.
To thy fond care I do commend thy sister. Be to her an ever-watchful guardian, eagle-eyed, for when she feels, as sometimes she does feel, disposed to indiscriminate caress, be thou at hand to take those favors from her.
Be thou at hand to take those favors from her.
Yes, yes, be thou at hand to take those favors from me.
To thy fraternal care, thy sister I commend. From every lurking snare, thy lovely charge defend. And to achieve this end, O grant, I pray this boon, O grant this boon. She shall not quit thy sight from morn to afternoon, from afternoon to night, from 11 o'clock to 2, from 2 to eventide, from dim twilight to 11 at night, from dim twilight to 11 at night. She shall not quit thy sight.
From morn to afternoon, from afternoon to 11 at night, she shall not quit thy side.
So amiable I've grown, so innocent as well, that may
that task I undertake. My word I'll never break, I freely grant that boon, and I'll repeat my plight from morn to afternoon, from afternoon to night, from 7 o'clock to 2, from 2 to evening meal, from twilight to 11 at night, from twilight to 11 at night, the combat I shall see.
From afternoon to 11 at night, she bravely clashed that fool.
I know not how to tell the news I bear. I and my comrades sought the business end. He is not there. He is not there. We sought the business end. He is not there.
And just before the prisoner we sought to sell in duty, but the double ratings of we were no prisoner at all. We found we hunted all. We hunted, and the man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air. The man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air.
My life was glorious, and the man has vanished into air.
And just before the prisoner we sought to sell in duty, but the double ratings of we were no prisoner at all. We found we hunted all. The man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air. The man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air.
Astounding news, the prisoner fled. Thy life shall walk and be its dead.
I hate this man, my rivalry.
A prisoner gone, I'm all again.
I shall forfeit me instead.
Who could have helped him to escape?
My lord, I did not set him free.
Indeed, I can't imagine who. I've no idea at all what knew of his escape. No traces left, contentment must have been at work. What have I done? Oh, woe is me! I am his wife, and the king is free.
Oh, woe is you! Your anger sink. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Whatever betide you are his bride, and I am left alone bereft. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Oh, woe is me.
outlet, every drain, and we search, but all in vain, all in vain.
Orders are ye, whom do ye want?
Every house, every chink, every drain.
Orders are ye, whom do ye want?
The Merry Jests of Hugh Ambrose. Number 7863, The Poor Wit and the Rich Counselor. A certain poor wit, being an hungered, did meet a well-fed counselor. Marry, fool, quoth the counselor, whither away? In truth, said the wag, in that I have eaten naught these 2 days, I do indeed wither away, and that right rapidly. The counselor laughed hugely and gave him a sausage. Oh. That counselor was easier to please than my new master, the lieutenant. I would like to take post under that counselor. 'Tis indeed melancholy bumming when poor, heartbroken, jilted Jack Point must needs turn to Hugh Ambrose for original like humor.
Oh, Mr. Point.
Ah, friend jailer. What? Jailer that wast? Jailer that never shalt be more? Oh, jailer that jailed not, or that jailed he did, was so unjailer-like that was jerry-jailing or jailing in joke. Though no joke to him who by unjailer-like jailing did so jeopardize his jailership. Come, take heart, smile, laugh, wink, twinkle, thou tormentor that tormentest none, thou racker that rackest not, thou pincher out of place. Come, take heart and be merry as I am. As I am.
Well, it's very well for thee to laugh. Thou hast a good post and hast cause to be merry.
Cause? Have we not all cause? Is not the world a big butt of humor into which all who will may drive a gimlet? See, I am a salaried wit. Is there aught in nature more ridiculous? A poor, dull, heart-broken fool who must needs be merry or he will be wet, who must rejoice lest he starve, who must quit you, guide you, rescue, jack you, riddle you from hour to hour, from day to day, from year to year, lest he dwindle, perish, starve, pine, and die. Why, when there's naught else to laugh at, I laugh at myself till I ache for it.
Yet I have often thought that a jester's calling would suit me to a hair.
Would suit thee, thou death's head and crossbones?
Hey, I have a pretty wit. A light, airy, joysome wit. Spiced with the anecdotes of the torture chambers and the prison cells. Oh yes, a very delicate wit. Why, I have even tried it on some of the prisoners. Some of them have even smiled. It's not easy to make a prisoner smile. And it shouldn't be difficult to be a good jester either, seeing that thou art one.
Difficult? Nothing easier. Nothing easier. Attend, and I will prove it to thee. of popular rumor. From the morn to the night, he's so joyous and bright, he bubbles with wit and good humor. He's so quaint and so testful and frozen in verse, and though people forget his transgressions, there are one or two rules that all family fools must observe if they love their professions. There are one or two rules, half a dozen maybe, that all family fools, whatever degree, must observe if they love their professions. If you wish to succeed as a jester, you need to consider each person's auricular. What is all right for B would quite scandalize C, for C is so very particular. And D may be dull, and E's very thick skull is as empty of brains as a ladle, while F is F sharp, and will cry with a carp that he's known your best joke from his cradle. When your humor they flout, you can't let yourself go, and it does put you out when a person says, "Oh, I have known that old joke from my cradle." If your master is surly from getting up early and tempers are short in the morning, and an opportune joke is enough to provoke him to give you at once a month's warning, then if you refrain, he is at you again, for he likes to get value for money. He'll ask then and there, with an insolent stare, if you know that you're paid to be funny. It adds to the task of a merryman's place when your principal asks with a smile on his face, if you know that you're paid to be funny. Comes a bishop maybe, or a solemn DD, oh beware of his anger provoking. Better not pull his hair, don't stick pins in his chair, he don't understand practical joking. If the jests that you crack have an orthodox smack, you may get a bland smile from the sages, but should they by chance be imported from France, half a crown is stopped out of your wages. It's a general rule, though your zealous may quench, if the family fool tells a joke that's too French, half a crown is stopped out of his wages. Though your head is made black with a bilious attack in your senses with toothache you're losing, don't be mopey and flat, they don't find you for that if you're properly quaint and amusing. Though your wife ran away with a soldier that day and took with her your trifle of money, bless your heart, they don't mind. They're exceedingly kind. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. It's a comfort to feel if your partner should flip. Though you suffer a deal, they don't mind it a bit. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. Now, listen. My sweetheart, Elsie Maynard, was secretly wed to this Fairfax half an hour after he escaped.
She did well.
She did nothing of the kind, so hold thy peace and perpend. While he lives, she is dead to me, and I to her. So, all my jokes notwithstanding, I am the sorriest dog in England.
Well, thou art a very dull dog indeed.
If thou wilt swear that thou didst shoot this Fairfax while he was trying to swim across the river, it requires but the discharge of an arquebus on a dark night, and that he sank and was seen no more, I'll make thee the very Archbishop of Jesters, and that in 2 days' time. Now, what sayest thou?
Am I to lie?
Heartily. But thy lie must be a lie of circumstance, which I will support with testimony of eyes, ears, and tongue.
And thou wilt qualify me as a jester?
As a jester among jesters. I will teach thee all my original songs, all my self-constructed riddles, all my own ingenious paradoxes. Nay, what's more, I will reveal to thee the source whence I get them. What sayest thou?
Well, if it's but a lie that thou wantest of me, I hold that cheap enough. And, Joe, the answer is yes. It is a bargain. Hereupon we're both agreed, all agreed to agree to, will secure by solemn deed to prevent all error mental.
You on Elsie art called with a story grim and gory.
How this Fairfax died it all, you're to swear to, I declare to.
I swear to,
I declare to.
I swear
to, I declare to, I declare to, I declare to, we get to swear to. Tell a tale of cock and bull, a convincing detail full. Tale tremendous and defenders, what a tale of cock and bull. In return for your part, I am making undertaking to instruct you in the art of amazing, wonder-raising,
I'm a jester, jesting free, proud position, high ambition,
And a lively wannabe, wagga-wagging, never flagging,
wagga-wagging,
never flagging,
wagga-wagging,
never flagging,
wagga-wagging,
never wagging, wagga-wagging. Tell a tale of cock and bull, a convincing detail full. Tale tremendous and defenders, what a tale of cock and bull.
what a tale of cock,
What a tale of bull,
what a tale of cock,
what a tale of bull,
what a tale of
cock and bull, cock and bull, cock and bull, and defenders, what a tale of cock and bull.
Fairfax. They searched for him everywhere, stayed within a dozen yards of his own dungeon. And so I am free. Free. Free, but for the cursed haste with which I hurried headlong into the bonds of matrimony with heaven knows whom. If I remember, she should have been young, but even had not her face been covered by her kerchief, I doubt whether in my then life I should have taken much note of her. Free? The tower bonds were but a thread of silk compared to these conjugal fetters which I, fool that I was, placed upon mine own hands. From the one I escaped readily enough, but all the other. How fares thy pretty charge, Maynard?
Well enough, sir. She grows stronger and leaves us tonight.
Thanks to Dame Carruthers' kind nursing, eh?
My, deuce take the old witch. 'Twas a sorry trick you played me, sir, to bring that fainting girl to me. Gave the old lady an excuse for taking up her quarters in my house, and for the last 2 years I've avoided her like the plague. Another day of it, and she would have married me. Oh, good Lord, here she is now. I needn't go.
Nay, Sergeant Arrow, don't go. I've something of grave import to say to thee.
It's coming.
In faith, I think I'm not wanted here.
Oh, nay, Master Leonard. I'm not to say to thy father that his son may not hear.
That's right, I'm a member of the family. I had forgotten.
It is about Miss Elsie Maynard, a pretty girl, Master Leonard.
Aye, as fair as a peach blossom. What then?
She hath a liking for thee, or I mistake not.
With all my heart. She's a dainty little maid as one could hope to find on a midsummer day's march.
Then mark my words and give not thy heart to her. Oh, I know what it is to give my heart to one who would have none of it.
Aye, she knows all about that. And why should my boy take heed of her? She's a good girl, Dame Carruthers.
Good enough for aught I know, but she's no girl. She's a married woman.
Oh, tush, old lady. She is engaged to Jack Point, the lieutenant's new jester.
Tush in thy teeth, old man. As my niece Kate sat by her bedside today, Miss Elsie slept. And as she slept, she moaned and groaned and turned this way and that way. And how shall I marry one I have never seen, quoth she. And then, 100 crowns, quoth she. And then, is it certain he will die in an hour, quoth she. And then, I love him not, and yet I am his wife, quoth she. Is it not so, Kate?
Aye, aunt, 'tis even so.
Art thou sure of this?
Aye, sir, for I wrote it all down on my tablet.
Now you mark my words. It was of this Fairfax she spake, and he is her husband, or I'll swallow my kernel.
Is it true, sir?
True? Why, the girl was raving. What kind of girl would marry a man who has but an hour to live?
Marry? There be those who would marry but for a minute rather than die old maids.
I know one of them.
Strange adventure, maiden wedded to a groom she'd never seen. Never seen. Groom about to be beheaded in an hour on Tower Green. Tower Green. Groom in dreary dungeon lying. Room as good as dead or dying, for a pretty maiden sighing, pretty maid of 17. 17. Strange adventure that way trolling, modest maid and gallant groom, gallant groom, while the funeral bell is tolling, 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 if
By my hand, 'tis no such ill plunge into fortune's lucky bag. I might have fared worse with my eyes open. But she comes, now to test her heart. 'Tis not every husband who has a chance of wooing his own wife. Mistress Elsie.
Master Leonard.
So thou leavest us tonight.
Yes, Master Leonard. I've been kindly tended, and I almost fear I am loath to go.
And this Fairfax, wast thou glad to see him escape?
Why, truly, Master Leonard. It's a sad thing that a young and gallant gentleman should die in the very fullness of his life.
So when thou didst faint in my arms, it was for joy at his safety?
Well, it may be so. I was highly wrought, Master Leonard, and I am but a girl, and when I'm highly wrought, I faint.
Now, dost thou know, I am consumed by a father's jealousy.
Thou and of whom?
Why, of this Fairfax, surely.
Of Colonel Fairfax.
Oh, why? Elsie, may I speak frankly? I have loved thee, ardently, passionately, for these 2 days, which is a long time, and I would fain join my life to thine.
Master Leonard, thou art jesting.
Jesting? May I shrivel to raisins if I jest? Why, Elsie, I love thee with a love that is a fever, that is a frenzy. I love thee with a love that eateth up my heart. Come, what sayest thou? Wouldst thou have my heart be eaten up?
Oh, mercy, what am I to say?
Come, dost thou love me, or hast thou been insensible these 2 days?
I love all brave men.
Nay, there is love in excess. I thank heaven there are a great many brave men in England, but if thou lovest them all, I withdraw my thanks.
I love the bravest best.
Yeah.
But, sir, I may not live, and I'm not free. I am a wife.
Thou? A wife? Whose? Come, his name, his hours are numbered, his grave is dug, nay, his epitaph set up. Come, his name.
Sir, keep my secret. 'Tis the only barrier that fate could set up between us. My husband is none other than Colonel Fairfax.
The greatest villain unhung, the most ill-favored, ill-mannered, ill-tempered, ill-natured dog in Christendom?
Oh, this very like he is not to me, for I never saw him. I was blindfolded, and he was to have died within the hour, and he did not die, and I am wedded to him, and my heart is broken.
He was to have died, and he did not die. The scoundrel. The perjured, traitorous villain, thou shouldst have insisted upon his dying first, to be sure. The only way with these Fairfaxes.
Well, I now wish I had.
Bloodthirsty little maiden. Elsie, fly with me tonight. Be mine. He dares not show himself, and if he did dare, what art thou to him? Fly with me tonight, and be my wife. I shall make thee the happiest wife in England.
Master Leonard, I am amazed. Is it thus that brave soldiers speak to poor girls? For shame. I am wed, not the less because I love not my husband. I am a wife, sir, and I have a duty, and oh, sir, thy words terrify me. They are not honest, they are wicked words, and unworthy thy great and brave heart. Oh, shame upon thee, shame upon thee.
No, Elsie, I was but jesting. I have wronged thee. I spake but to try thee.
Hark, what was that, sir?
Why, an ark of us fired from the wharf, unless I much mistake.
Strange, and it's such an ark. What can it mean?
Now what could that have been? A shot so late at night, enough to cause a fright. What can the morning be?
Already the land is London.
Already the land is London to be read. What danger is at hand? What danger is at hand?
Who fired that shot? At once the truth declare.
My lord, 'twas I, to rashly judge forbear.
My lord, 'twas he, to rashly judge forbear.
Like a ghost my vigil keeping,
more a spectre all appalling.
I beheld a figure creeping.
I should rather call it crawling.
He was creeping.
He was crawling.
He was creeping, crawling. He was creeping.
He was crawling.
He was creeping, crawling. After a moment's hesitation, I myself upon him flung. With a hurried exclamation to his draperies I hung. Then we closed with one another in a rough and tumble smother. Colonel Fairfax and no other was the man to whom I clung.
Colonel Fairfax and no other, Colonel Fairfax and no other, Colonel Fairfax and no other was the man to whom he clung.
After mighty tug and tussle,
it resembled more a struggle.
He by dint of stronger muscle,
or by some infernal juggle,
from my clutches quickly sliding.
I should rather call it slipping,
with the view no doubt of hiding,
or escaping to the shipping.
With a gasp and with a quiver,
I describe it as a shiver.
Down he dived into the river, and alas, I cannot swim.
It was enough to make one shiver with a gasp and with a quiver. Down he dived into the river, it was very brave of him.
Ingenuity is catching with the view, my king of pleasing, arquebus from century snatching.
I should rather call it seizing.
With an ounce or two of lead, I dispatched him through the head.
With an ounce or two of lead, he dispatched him through the head.
I just started without winking, little time I lost in thinking, like a stone I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
He discharged it without winking, little time he lost in thinking.
Like a stone I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, with a stone and lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, whether stone or lump of lead. Arquebus from century seizing with the view is king of pleasing. Arquebus from century seizing with the view is king of pleasing. When we shot him to the head, he's very, very dead. And his man is very legal with a stone and lump of lead. He's very, very certain that he's very, very dead.
Stone.
Lead.
The river must be dragged, no time be lost. The body must be found at any cost. To this attend without undue delay. So set to work with what dispatch ye may.
Yes, yes, we'll set to work with what dispatch we may.
Comforted. This Fairfax was a pestilent fellow, and as he had to die, well, he might as well die thus as any other way. 'Twas a good death.
Still, he was my husband. And had he not been, he was nevertheless a living man. And so by your leave, my tears may flow unchidden, Master Point.
And thou didst see all of this with thine own 2 eyes.
Aye, with both eyes at once. This and that. The testimony of one eye is not, he may lie, but when it is corroborated by the other, it is good evidence that none may gainsay. Here are both present in court, ready to swear to him.
But art thou sure it was Colonel Fairfax? Saw you his face?
Aye, and a plaguey ill-favored face it was. A very hangdog face, a felon face, a face to fright the headsman and make him strike awry. Oh, a plaguey bad face, mark my words for it. How they laugh. 'Tis ever thus with simple folk. An accepted wit has but to say, pass the mustard, and they roar their ribs out.
If I ever come to life again, thou shalt pay for this, Master Point.
Now, Elsie, thou art free to choose again, so behold me. I am young and well-favored. I have a pretty wit. I can jest you, jibe you, quip you, crank you, rack you, rip you.
Tush now.
Thou knowest not how to woo.
'Tis not done with threadbare joke and time-worn sophistry, with quip, quote, rhyme, and paradox. 'Tis an art, and it must be studied gravely and conscientiously.
A man who would woo a young maid should practice himself to the trade, and study all day but not parade, punch, magic, cajole, and sway. He should practice himself at 14, and study from morning till eve. And when he's of age, if he will and engage, he may capture the heart of a queen, the heart of a
Jack, he must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his gin. If he wants to make sure of his gin. If he's made best use of his time, his twig is so carefully lined, whatever he bird will come down at his word, whatever its plumage or climb. He must learn with the thrill of a touch, they mean little, nothing or much. It's an instrument rare to be handled with care, and ought to be treated as such. Ought to be treated as such. Peculiar matter of skill, which all may attain if they will. But every Jack he must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his skill. If he wants to make sure of his skill. A glance may be timid or free, it may vary in mighty degree, from an impudent stare to a look of despair that no maid without wit he can see. But a glance of despair is no guide, it may have its ridiculous side, it may dry a tear, or a box on the ear. You can never be sure till you've tried, never be sure till you've tried. It is purely a matter of skill, which all may attain if they will. But every Jack he must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his skill. If he wants to make sure of his skill. But every Jack must study the knack. But every Jack must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his skill. Yes, every Jack must study the knack if he wants to be sure of his skill.
Now listen, man. 'Tis done thus. Elsie, there is one here, as thou knowest, who lovest thee right well.
Aye, that he does. Right well.
He is but a poor man of humble estate, but he hath an honest and loving heart, and he would be a true and trusty husband to thee. If thou wouldst be his wife, thou shouldst lie curled up in his heart like a little squirrel in its nest.
'Tis a pretty figure. A maggot in a nut lies closer, but a squirrel will too.
He knows that thou wast a wife, an unloved and unloving wife, and his poor heart was near to breaking. But now that thine unloving husband is dead, and thou art free, he would fain pray that thou would hearken unto his words, and give him hope that thou wouldst one day be his.
He presses her hands and whispers in her ear. Hawkins, what does it mean?
So tell me, sweetheart, wilt thou be this poor good fellow's wife?
If the good brave man, is he a brave man?
So men say.
That's not true. Let that pass.
If the good brave man will be content with a poor penniless untaught maid,
Widow, but let that pass.
then I will be his true and loving wife, and that with my heart of hearts.
Oh, my own dear love!
Why, what's all this? Brother! Brother! It is not seemly!
Oh, I can't let that pass. Hold! Enough! Master Leonard, an advocate is due his fee, but methinks thou art overpaying thyself.
Nay, that is for Elsie to say. I promised thee I would teach thee how to woo, and herein lies the proof of the virtue of my teaching. Go thee and apply it elsewhere.
When a wooer goes a-wooing, not is truer than his charm.
Maiden hushing, all his suing, boldly blushing, bravely coy, bravely coy,
Boldly blushing,
boldly blushing. undo.
Oh, the happy days of doing, oh, the sighing and the stewing, and the wooing and the wooing, oh, the sweets that never go. When a brother leaves his sister for another, sister weeps, tears that trickle, tears that blister, 'tis but mickle, sister reaps, tears that trickle, tears that blister.
Oh, the doing and undoing.
Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the stewing, where the brother goes a-wooing, and the sobbing sister weeps.
When a jester is outwitted, feelings fester, heart is led. Food for fishes only fitted, jester wishes he was dead. Food for fishes only fitted, jester wishes he was dead.
Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the stewing, when a jester goes a-wooing, and he wishes he was dead. Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the stewing, when a jester goes a-wooing, and he wishes he was dead. He wishes he was dead. And I helped that man to escape. But I kept his secret, and I pretended to be his dearly loving sister, and did everything I could think of to make folks believe I was his dearly loving sister. And this is his gratitude? Before I pretend to be sister to anybody again, I'll turn nun and be sister to everybody! One is not with another!
In tears, eh? What a plague art thou grizzling for now?
Why am I grizzling? Thou hast often wept for jealousy. 'Tis for jealousy I weep now. I, yellow, bilious, jaundiced, jealousy. To make the most of that, Master Wilfred.
But I have never given thee cause for jealousy. The lieutenant's cookmaid and I are but the merest gossips.
Jealous of thee? Bah! I'm jealous of no craven cock on a hill who crows about what he do and dare. I'm jealous of another, and a gentleman the now. Set that down, Master Wilfred. And he is to marry Elsie Maynard. The pale little fool. Set that down, Master Wilfred. And my heart is well nigh broken. There, thou hast it all. Make the most of it.
The man that thou lovest is to marry Elsie Maynard. Why, that's none other than thy brother, Leonard Merrill.
Oh, mercy, what have I said?
What sort of brother is this, thou lying little jade? Who is this man that thou hast called brother, and fondled, and coddled, and kissed, and with my connivance too? Lord, with my connivance! Ha! Should it be this Fairfax? It is! It's Fairfax! It's this accursed Fairfax! It's Fairfax! Who you...
Whom thou hast just shot through the head and who lies at the bottom of the river?
I may have been mistaken. We are but fallible humans, the best of us. But I'll make sure. I'll make sure.
But stay! One word! I think it cannot be this Fairfax. Might I say, I think, because thou hast just slain Fairfax, and
Oh, my beloved.
Phoebe! Phoebe! Rejoice, for I bring glad tidings. Colonel Fairfax's reprieve was signed just 2 days since, but it was foully and maliciously kept back by Secretary Poltwhistle, who designed that it should arrive after the colonel's death. It hath now just come to hand, and is now in the lieutenant's possession.
Then the colonel is free! Oh, kiss me, my dear, kiss me! Kiss me again, everyone!
God, Bob's death of my life, are you mad? Am I mad? Are we all mad?
Oh, my dear, I'm on my grace with joy!
Come away from him, you hussy! Jade, you kissing, clinging cockatrice! As for thee, sir, devil take thee. I'll whip thee like a herring for this. I'll skin thee for it. I'll cleave thee to the chine. Phoebe, who is this man?
Oh, he is my brother.
Another brother. How many more brothers do you have? Produce them now and let me know the worst.
This is the real Leonard. Don't! The other was but his substitute. The real Leonard, I say, my father's own son.
How am I to know that? Does he have brother writ across his brow? I mistrust thy brothers. You are a lying little jade.
Now, Wilfred, be just. Truly, I did deceive thee before, but it was to save a precious life, to save it not for me, but for another. And they are to be wed this very day. Is not this enough for thee? Come. I am thy Phoebe, thy very own, and we shall be wed in a year, or 2, or 3, at the most. Is not this enough for thee?
Phoebe! 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 Oh, hast heard the brave news?
Aye, father.
Oh, I'm mad with joy. Phoebe, what's all this?
Oh, father, he discovered our secret through my folly, and the price of his silence is...
Phoebe's heart.
Oh, dear no, Phoebe's hand.
Well, it's the same thing.
Is it?
Well, 'tis a pity. But the colonel had to be saved at any cost. And as thine own folly has revealed our secret, thine own folly must even suffer for it. Dame Carruthers.
So, this is the plot to shield this archfiend, and I have discovered it. A word from me, and 3 heads besides his would roll from their shoulders.
Nay, the colonel is reprieved. And yet if my complicity in his escape were known, a plague on the old meddler. Well, there's nothing for it. Hush, pretty one. Such bloodthirsty words ill become those cherry lips.
Sergeant Merrill?
Why, look ye, Chuck. For many a month now I've said to myself, there's snug love saving up in that middle-aged bosom for somebody. Why not for thee? For that's me. So take heart and tell her, that's thee, that thou, that's me, lovest her, that's thee, and well, I'm a miserable man and I've done it. And that's me. But not a word about Fairfax, and the price of my silence is...
Merrill's heart.
No, Merrill's hand.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
Rapture, when love's votary flush with capture speaks the notary, joy and jollity, then is polity, reigns frivolity, rapture, joy and jollity, then is polity, reigns frivolity, rapture.
Doleful, when humanity
vanity with its soul full of satanity, courting privity, down declivity, seeks captivity, dole, dole, courting privity, down declivity, seeks captivity, dole, dole.
Joyful, joyful, she forgivingly seeks all joyful man's affinity. Faint and flowery, bright and bowery, is her dowry. Joyful, joyful, faint and flowery, bright and bowery, is her dowry. Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly, when men sorrowful, firstly, lastly, of tomorrowful, after carrying, used to carrying, goes a marrying, ghastly, ghastly.
Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly.
Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly.
Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly, ghastly. Ghastly, ghastly, when the clarity with soul full of satanity, courting clarity, down declivity, seeks captivity. Courting clarity, down declivity, seeks captivity.
Rapture, rapture.
Doleful, doleful.
Rapture, rapture.
Doleful, 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 courting clarity, seeks captivity, down declivity, doleful, doleful.
Comes the pretty and bridal, blushing, timidly shaking, set all thy fears aside, cheerily pretty and bright. Brave is the youth to whom thy loss thou art willingly leaving. Flower of valor is he, loving as loving can be. Brightly thy summer is shining, brightly thy summer is shining. Fair as the dawn is the dawn of the day. Take him, be true to him. Tender is you to him, honor him, honor him, and obey. 'Tis said that joy in full perfection comes only once to womankind. At other times on close inspection, some lurking bitter we shall find. If this be so, and men say truly, thy day of joy has broken duly. With happiness thy soul is cloyed, with happiness is cloyed, with happiness her soul is cloyed. This is her joy day unalloyed, unalloyed. This is her joy day unalloyed. Yes, yes, with happiness her soul is cloyed. This is her joy day unalloyed.
Oh, pretty one, I bring to thee news, good or ill, it is for thee to say. Thy husband lives, and he is free, and comes to claim his bride this very day.
No, no, recall those words, it cannot be.
unmoved by sentimental plea.
My husband he.
Leonard, my loved one, come to me. They bear me hence away. But though they take me far from thee, my heart is thine forever. My bruised heart, my broken heart is thine, my own forever. Is
my love-lorn loon who fled from the mocking throng. Oh, it's the song of a merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.
What is your song?
It is sung with the ring of the songs made sing who love with the love like song. Oh, it's the song of a merry maid nestling near, who loved her lord but who dropped a tear for the moan of the merry man moping on, whose soul was sad and whose glance was